Oh, good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of Dog Sports Live with Graham and Josh. Dog out. He's Dog Out West on Twitter. I am Dog_stats. We are grinding some more. Nope, can't say that. Can't say that. Sorry.
Breaking down some tape.
Breaking down. Sorry, Brooksy. We love you. Yeah, we're looking at the O line and the D line battle in the trenches. Graham tweeted it. What we're doing. And we've got a bunch of plays and some good and some bad, just like any scrimmage should be. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And with that, I will introduce my man, Graham. Good evening, Graham.
Good evening. How's it going, Josh?
I am good. Burning it at both ends like we always do. But you're moving this week. I'm working this week. But here we are hanging out. I love it. I mean, we're going to be doing this all spring and summer until we get to the real games. I'm stoked.
That's right. We're doing our thing. We got to find some stuff to talk about, man.
Yeah, no, we got a lot to talk about. We've got a highly recruited offensive line with a lot of high 5 and 4 stars that are looking to break in, from the true freshman Mims to Tate Ratledge to some Salyer and Justin Schaefer, who've been with the program for a long time. No one really knows how it's going to shake out, but we've got the guys, and we just want. I think we're all curious about who's going to be at left guard and at left tackle, and so what have you what did you see from the tape, and what are your thoughts on it? You there?
Yeah, I mean, you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. Knock it out.
Yeah. So I mean, what I saw was some wins and some losses. You know, like the young offensive linemen, they had some moments where you saw why they were 5-star recruits, and they had some moments where they looked like freshmen and sophomores and young guys who have not played very many snaps. I think there's the flashes of potential. The question is who was most consistent, and I think we'll kind of get into that as we go through the tape. But there's a lot to look at here.
All right, so this is a third early in the game, third snap. You've got some Ratledge and a Ratledge play here. So let's see what you got here on this snap.
Yeah, so we got Ratledge. He's lined up at right guard, and he does a good job on Devontae Wyatt. Mclennan does a good job. Fitzpatrick does a great job on Nolan Smith. He's the tight end lined up at the bottom of the screen. He's going to drive Smith backwards. Mclennan sees that Fitzpatrick has him well handled, and he comes up to the second level and takes care of Amir Speed. And so you've got 3 guys working in unison on the right side of the line. First play of the game, really kind of setting a tone. Devontae Wyatt got through that hole, but Ratledge did enough to keep him out of that play. And like, that's beautiful O-line play, right? Like, I don't care what level of football. If you've got 3 guys working together on one side of the line doing that, you're going to have some plus runs and some success in the running game. So I was really impressed with that. And I mean, I thought Tate Ratledge, that's his first run blocking opportunity in a game-like situation, and he did a great job.
All right, here's the next play. It's 3rd and 3, so this is a critical down.
So you'll see Devontae Wyatt, number 95, defensive tackle. He's going to do some really good work on Mclennan, the right tackle. This is like kind of a down-the-line blocking scheme, but he basically – if you kind of slow it down there after the ball snaps, instead of lunging forward and engaging with Mclennan, he's going to kind of wait and work back with his hands and see where that run play is going. So he's patient, and he doesn't let himself get caught up in the whole in the scrum there, in the blocking, and just a really nice job watching what's going on, working back towards the play. Nolan Smith is there too. I don't know if there was kind of some missed assignments there, or if that's really that's kind of like a zone read play, but it's a G-Day game.
Right.
So,
I feel like he should have been hitting the left and didn't, and cut back right into the defense there. So
yeah, well, and I mean, under normal circumstances, there's some threat of the quarterback taking the ball, but under a G-Day game where, JT's not going to get hit, Nolan Smith doesn't have to really play that honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here we –
No, ignore that. That's not the play you want. Let me get to it.
Okay. You're good.
Yep. Here we go.
Yes. So we're going to get a passing play here, and it's not a sack, but, you see Travon Walker get a good push up the field on Mclennan, and Nolan Smith's going to get a good push up the field on Xavier Truss. Smith is at the top of the line. Truss is your left tackle at the top of the screen there. And so it's not a sack, and it turns into a positive gain, but Daniels is kind of eager to dump this off just because the pocket isn't that clean. And I think that's some of what I would encourage folks to look at with some of the D-line play. Like, we keep stats for sacks, but we also keep stats for quarterback pressures and hurries, which is a very subjective thing depending on who's tracking it. But, D linemen aren't just going to disrupt the offense with sacks. Georgia needs clean pockets to give time for JT to read and to have this vertical passing game that we want to have under Todd Monken. In order to do that, guys like Xavier Truss or whoever's playing left tackle, they need to, keep these guys from getting a push and kind of starting to give JT happy feet back there.
All right, this one's you got Mclennan at right tackle.
Yeah, so Mclennan this is him and Nolan Smith again, and again it's a complete pass, but he gets inside of Mclennan at the snap there. Yeah, you got it slowed down nice. So right at the snap, he's going to jump inside of him. Travon Walker is, and Mclennan is basically out of position at that point. And Daniels, you see him there. He's flat-footed. He's not stepping into that throw because he doesn't have any room to. And I mean, those are the little things that are the difference between a complete pass or an incomplete pass, or a situation where, a guy has time to break free deep downfield on a long route.
All right, we're rolling. Here comes your clip 10 here.
Yeah, so Tate Ratledge got the best of Devontae Wyatt on that first run play we showed here. Wyatt's going to get some revenge on him. He's going to absolutely shuck Tate Ratledge at right guard there and just bull right upfield. So, I mean, under normal circumstances, that's probably a sack. It's hard to say sometimes with the non-contact jerseys, but I don't think people understand how good Devontae Wyatt is. He is extremely productive. He had more tackles for loss last year than Jordan Davis. He's got an extremely quick jump off the snap, moves more like a defensive end than a defensive tackle. And I think he's going to play in the NFL for a really long time. But yeah, I mean, Tate Ratledge, this is what he's going to see on Saturdays in the SEC. And, it's a learning experience for him. But I mean, Wyatt's so quick with his hands, and we saw him do it on that running play where he kind of worked back off Mclennan, and there he does it to Ratledge. Yeah, that's a great angle right there. So
yeah, he just beats a man off the snap, and you can just see what kind of that pressure that can do to upset a play like this, and he had no chance just because. Right. That's not it. Like you said, it's probably a sack, but if not, that's a quarterback pressure, and those are the stats you need. That's a havoc play.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, this is going to be a good job by the O-line on this one. Ratledge is going to do a really nice job picking up Channing Tindall. He's going to come on the blitz here, and Ratledge is 51. You see him kind of pick up Tindall as he comes from the inside linebacker spot at the bottom there. You see him blitzing, boom, Ratledge picks him up. And then Zamir White, Quay Walker's also blitzing up the middle there, and he picks up Quay.
I mean, we've talked about this. This is the kind of play that gets you on the field, right, and keeps you on the field as a running back when you can pick up this block like this and just give that extra. You don't have to take him out, but you just got to give him that extra second to throw the ball, and that should have been a completion.
Looks 100%. Yeah,
was that another number 5 missing? Sorry.
No, you're good. All right, yeah. So now we've got the black offense on the field, which is the second teamers, right? And so, just so we're aware, at center here, you got Cedric Van Pran, who was number 1 center in the country 2 recruiting classes ago. You've got Amarius Mims at left tackle, Broderick Jones at right tackle. And so these are the guys that, should be pushing some of these veterans for playing time and should be in line to be starters next season. So we want to see them playing well, obviously. Van Pran does a really good job at the snap. He's 63 there. He works up to the second level and puts a nice block on Smail Mondon. And Mims also, if you run that back to the snap, you'll see him at left tackle, and just watch how fluid this guy is for 6'7", 320 pounds. He moves so nice, gets up there. I mean, it's not a perfect block because that linebacker's already kind of bit down a little bit, but it's a nice play. Tramel Walther makes a good play in there. He goes unblocked on the interior, but again, it's one of those zone plays where it's like you can't freeze a D end in a spring game with the threat of Carson Beck running the football. So that play was blocked as it's designed to be blocked. It's just a spring game.
Yeah, I mean, and Mims is in high school, 2 months before this. So and he got a lot of good playing time in this game. I think we're all I'm going to take it off the plays for a second here and talk for a second. And let me see here on it. Yeah. So real quick, taking a breath. That was a lot of plays. And yeah, Mims is a guy that, we've been talking on Twitter. Is like, is he going to get playing time as a true freshman? With Clemson, the first game of the season, it's like, there's not a lot of time to experiment. You got to go with who you think gives the best chance to win. That's kind of a downside of having a big game up the front of the season. You know what I mean? You don't get in Alabama, Birmingham, or even hell, Vanderbilt to kind of grow into. We got to win that game. So right now, do you think Mims? I mean, we haven't seen much, but what are you hearing? Do you think Mims has got a chance to be a starter or one of?
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to start game one. Clemson has some really good players up front that can create some problems. I'll put it this way: Xavier Truss. And I mean, we'll show some more clips here in a minute, but like, he's not the answer at left tackle. He's just not going to be able to hold up against the speed of an SEC defensive line. He struggled against Cincinnati, and that's not, Cincinnati has some very good players on their defense, but like, just from what I see in his game, I don't think Georgia's ceiling is as high with him at left tackle as it might be with someone else. And, that very well could be an Amarius Mims. That could be a Mclennan shifting over from right tackle to left tackle. It could be Jamari Sawyer. There's a very good chance that it'll be him. But yeah, it's if Georgia goes into the Clemson game with Xavier Truss, he's either A, improved tremendously over the offseason, or B, Georgia's in a lot of trouble, in my opinion. And I mean, like that would be something that would kind of set my alarm bells off a little bit. And it's not that he's not a good player, a good kid, anything like that. I mean, like, we're never here to disparage these guys. They're all doing their best. He's big and he's got really great size. He just doesn't have the footwork in the hands right now to really work with some of these speed rushes around the outside. And we'll show that as we go.
All right. We got Mims on a play right here that you broke down. You said Mims picks up his guy, but Clay Webb misses and a batted ball.
Yeah, I don't think this
is that not it.
No, that's not it.
All right. Clip it. Let me see here.
16.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So Clay Webb is going to have a nice pancake on the inside at guard. And again, I mean, this is a nice running play. Broderick Jones does a really good job at the top of the screen at right tackle with Chambliss. And again, Mims, yeah, he's just really quick, and you forget kind of how big he is. And yeah, that was Webb pancaking in the backfield there. You kind of see this come out as the play goes by. If you watch the right side of the screen, you'll see him with the takedown on Nazir Stackhouse. But yeah, I mean, Mims is 65 out there, and it's just he doesn't look as big as he is. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just going to kind of marvel at this the whole time on and off. But like the guy just moves so fluidly. He comes up, gets Mond in there. He just looks supernatural moving downfield. And we've talked, that's what Mclennan and Luke want out of their offensive linemen is guys that can pull and get downfield and get to the second level. So he's going to fit what they want to do really, really well.
All right, this is the men's play where he picks up his guy, but Webb is late, right? This is what you've got this described as. Yep.
On 18, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think this is that play, actually.
Okay. Never mind then. Hang on.
It's all good.
Let's go to 20.
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, Webb is going to do a good job here. This blitzes disguise, and Rion Davis is going to come late from the linebacker there, and he does a nice job of picking it up and kind of creating this play for Washington downfield. But you've got a bunch of guys from the D-line up at the line of scrimmage. You don't know who's going to blitz. You see Davis here kind of come off the corner, and Webb's number 60, and he's going to pick up 0 there and does a really nice job keeping the pocket clean for Beck to get Darnell Washington in a one-on-one situation. And, I mean, that's what this offense is designed to do. If you give these quarterbacks and receivers 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, like, you're going to get downfield explosives. So,
all right. And this leads to the same drive.
Yeah, very next play. And so, yeah, we've got like a few different angles of this, but Darnell Washington is going to be on the top of the line there, and he does a really nice job setting the edge. And then Broderick Jones, the right tackle, pulls around him and does a really good job getting out on that pull, getting to Jackson, the safety, creating that lane for Milton to come around the edge there on the touchdown. But Darnell Washington just he's a very willing and physical blocker. I mean, he's a big guy, he throws that body around, but this is just really good work right here, sealing that out for a run going to the outside. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah. I mean, Darnell takes on 2 guys. I mean, just that's a home run block right there.
He's got Chambliss and Norton both tied up long enough.
I think Milton goes in untouched.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll
and I mean, it's nice to see Jones out there moving well on the outside, coming on the pull.
Yep. Here goes 26. Next play. Keep it moving.
Totally. Yeah. So you got a D-line stunt here by Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt. They're going to basically cross each other, and Tate Ratledge doesn't recognize it, and Jordan Davis comes free. And it's it's thrown away, but it very easily could be interception, sack, fumble, especially in a game where these guys are going full speed at the quarterback. So, Davis 99. You see Ratledge, he's double teaming number 95 instead of recognizing the stunt and getting on Jordan Davis, and Davis just goes through untouched.
All right. I would love to see a lot of Jordan Davis untouched.
I know, right? So Nolan Smith here does a really good job. Obviously, we know he's number 4, but you just get a good speed rush on Mclennan. And I mean, I think it bears mentioning while we're looking at this clip of Smith, he looked really good in the spring game. He's gotten a lot of kudos from Kirby Smart over the last couple of years for his hard work, but like his first step is way quicker than it has been at any point that I've noticed. And I really do think like he's in line for a breakout season. And with Jermaine Johnson gone and some of these other guys, he's going to be, him and Adam Anderson are going to be those guys on those third down pass rush packages. So exciting to see that. All right. So 33, you've got Devin Willock in the game now. We've heard a lot about him. He's lined up at left guard at number 77.
Graham, I'm going to be honest with you. I have not heard a lot about Devin Willock. Can you fill us in, or do you want to just look at this? Like, you've heard a lot about him because you're all over this stuff. But
you're good.
I love it.
So he was a 3-star offensive, offensive tackle out of New Jersey that was like a late take in the class 2 years ago, and a lot of people have kind of talked about him showing good stuff in practice. He's a monster of a human being. I mean, he's like all of 6'7", probably all of 330. I mean, he's like a Jordan Davis sized individual out there. But Owen Condon was in the game at left guard on the first series for that black team, and then Willock comes in after Condon struggled a little bit, and he just, he goes to double team Norton with Amarius Mims and misses this delayed stunt from Chambliss, who's 32. So that forces Beck out of the pocket, and the play is kind of kaput from there. These are things that Georgia, these O linemen are going to see a lot. Is just, I mean, a stunt on the D line is not a trick play. I mean, it's going to happen, every other down. So these guys need to be able to recognize these things as they're coming at them.
All right, so we're looking at this tape. I mean, and you're talking about a 3-star from New Jersey that you've heard a lot of. We haven't. Do you think that he's going to get some chance to play? Or, I mean, we're very loaded at the D-line. We're blessed that Jordan Davis came back. Is he a guy that he got some snaps in G-Day that he could come in and some mop-up duty, and then maybe we're looking at him 2022? Or do you think he's going to be
I mean, the O-line room is so loaded that it's hard to say, right? I mean, but a guy that's that big and moves pretty well, there's always a chance. I mean, I don't anticipate us seeing him on the field, except for in like garbage time next season.
Well, for the guys, for the fans that are watching like me that don't know all these guys, it's pretty cool. All right, Devin Wilcox, when we hear his name, I mean, like, I remember that. Graham's got him on tape. Clip 33.
Like, keep an eye on him, right? Because, like, as we know, Kirby Smart doesn't develop, according to lots of dumb people out there on Twitter and in the media. And so you got a 3-star guy who is truly a developmental player, and you get him in your nutrition program, you get him in the weight room, you get Matt Luke working with him, and maybe by his junior or senior year, he can be a contributor. And if he is, then we'll have another thing to throw at dumb people on the internet when they say Kirby Smart can't develop.
This is the content I'm here for. All right, back to some plays here. This is Schaefer on a good play, right?
Yeah. So Schaefer's going to pull from the left guard to the right edge of the formation and create enough of a steal at the end of the line there to make this a positive play. It's not a huge play, but it's a first down play, and we like first downs. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, just again, kind of showing you guys the influence of the Monken Luke background and some of their DNA, which is just more pulling linemen. And you really didn't see a ton of this under Sam Pittman and that previous regime. It was a lot of just kind of, as Nathan Lawrence used to say, like, just go be big. And I mean, that was also, it was kind of very true in a lot of ways. So a lot more athleticism being shown and being asked from these guys. Yeah. So here, this is an interesting kind of play design. The O line is going to block left down the line. And Cook comes in and he picks up the defensive end. So, I mean, he picks up Walker. But what's interesting is you get some double teams kind of on the interior there, and then Cook coming around to the edge to pick up Trevon Walker there on the top of the screen. If I had to guess, I would think that they're doing that type of kind of different blocking scheme there because of some of the issues that Georgia had with balls getting batted down over the middle last year, and getting two guys on some of these big interior linemen, especially on a slant play where we know that the ball's going over the middle, is going to be, advantageous for UGA. So as a fan, I think you have to like when you see a problem and then you see something that exists to fix that problem.
Yeah, you want to see improvement, and like you want to see a scheme out and show a different wrinkle to it so that they can't just key off on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here comes
So
49. Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker is gonna just push Warren Erickson, the center, right into JT Daniels' lap. And Nolan Smith's going to do a really nice job rushing on the top of the screen at Mclennan. And all in all, you've got an overthrown ball because you have a quarterback under duress.
Yep.
But I mean,
that's a sack. I mean, you can see right here, he just lays off of him. He doesn't even hit him.
Yeah. So. And I mean, Trayvon Walker, like a defensive end coming over center to play like a nose guard kind of position and blow up the center like that is very impressive. I mean, that guy was running down on kickoff coverage two seasons ago.
If Chris Smith isn't your man crush, John Fitzpatrick is.
100%, dude. Look at the animal in run blocking. He absolutely manhandles Nolan Smith. I mean, he doesn't pancake him 5 yards down the field like he did on the first play we showed of the of this, but still. Yeah, I really think he's a weapon in run blocking, and I think that as an H-back, we're going to see him in like a fullback H-back type role, especially early in the season with an O-line that's unproven in certain spots against a D-line like Clemson's. I think he's going to be a very important part of the UGA Clemson game, and I will.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of playing time because he's not going to he's a veteran at this point.
Yeah. So here you got Jalen Carter, 88, your favorite player, I believe. Your favorite wide receiver. Yeah, the bread man Jalen, dude. He's gonna blow the gap past Jamari Sawyer. So this is good on good, right? Jalen Carter on Jamari Sawyer. I mean, these are two of your best O linemen versus one of your best D linemen. Yeah, and Xavier Truss totally whiffs picking up Nolan Smith after Fitzpatrick gives him a little chip on the way out for his route. And what you have is a bad situation. Yeah, I mean, at that point,
they got the ball off. Yeah, that shows you that we've got a good quarterback, guys.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So here we got Xavier Truss again. He gets inside of Walker at right tackle, and then Ratledge is at right guard and gets upfield. I'm sorry, left guard. But yeah, Truss is at the bottom of your screen at left tackle. Ratledge is right next to him at left guard, and Ratledge is going to pick up Channing Tindall there at the second level on this play. You can see him there, number 51, working upfield. Meets Tindall and creates a nice explosive run. So that was a good play.
Yeah, on a 3rd and 1, we get the first down and then chunk yardage play. I mean, that's what you want. That's awesome.
That straight like gut power. And then here, we showed this on the last week's show when we were doing the DB breakdown. This is just going to be a throwaway out of the back of the end zone. But
not there yet.
You're good.
At 9. There we go. 2.5, 9. There we go.
No, nope. Clip 84.
Clip 84. A lot of clips, dude.
I know. We're almost done.
No, it's impressive, dude. You threw 30 plays on the O-line and D-line. Look at it.
Yeah, so this is just a throwaway, but I think this is one of the things I kind of want to stress, as we talk about how these little things affect have big ripple effects out on a college football game. And Kimber has really good coverage on Mitchell in the end zone, but this is also a throwaway because JT Daniels sees Devontae Wyatt, number 95, coming at him because he blew right past Xavier Truss, and he knows he can't take a sack with 17 seconds left and 0 timeouts. And it's a 3-man rush, and Truss isn't able to pick up Wyatt, and that's a problematic situation, Also, Josh, you're muted. Josh?
There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Cool. All right. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, you have clip 9.
Yeah. So, we've got Schaefer again here, and you're going to see him in at guard, and you're going to see a delayed blitz from the linebacker, and he's just going to miss on this delayed blitz. It's also questionable whether or not Warren Erickson should have been ready for this blitz instead of double teaming. But it's a bad look for the line when you're not seeing these things and picking them up. I mean, 35 is a walk-on whose name I had to look up. I have never heard his name in my entire life, and he's running free past your first team offensive line. That's not good.
All right.
Yeah. So here we got second team O-line. Mims does a really nice job at left tackle on this play. And right guard, I think you have Condon that does a nice job as well. I think – what player are you on?
On 13.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's what I was looking. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Mims just does a nice job at left tackle there, and the interior line leaves a good lane for Vandegrift. So, yeah, here on this next one. So, again, this is a really nice run play. Condon does a good job creating a seal on the interior. Mims sets that top edge at left tackle there. You see him kind of take that momentum and push that guy back out of the play. And then you're going to have Clay Webb. He gets upfield and puts his pads on Smail Mondin, number 60. And so Van Pran gets upfield, doesn't really find a guy to block. If he does, maybe that's a more explosive play, but like that's a really nice job creating a run lane there. And then here you've got Condon again. He's going to engage a little too quickly on the inside. And instead of having his eyes downfield, again, there's a delay blitz that comes. And Broderick Jones doesn't block either of the two delay blitzers that are coming there. So you got two guys coming. He blocks neither of them. And I get that there's two guys coming, but like you got to at least pick one and block them, and maybe you give your quarterback a shot to scramble one-on-one. So,
36 there.
Okay, so you got Mims at left tackle and Jones at right tackle, and just a good job by Jones at right tackle, a good job by Mims. And they keep a clean pocket for Carson Beck, and like this is what you want to see out of those guys. I mean, those guys are probably the two starting tackles of the future for the Georgia football program, and that's a nice job by them. And then the last play of the day, we're gonna have a good running back blitz pickup by Zamir. You got Quay Walker coming on the blitz, and I don't think that's the play.
43. I got
43.
42. Jesus Christ, I don't even have it.
It's all good.
Let's break this one down.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
No, you're good. All good.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, good. Good film breakdown. I think all in all, like the takeaways from this, because we did show some stuff that we showed some good and bad, and like what I took out of this is Amarius Mims is already a stud. Like with some of this mental stuff and some of these delayed blitz pickups that we're seeing some of the first team offensive line whiff on, he's already looking very, very competent, not just physically but mentally. So again, like I said, like Georgia needs to find another solution besides Truss at tackle. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's not. The other thing, Tate Ratledge got that start at right guard, and he, especially upon second watch, like he performed better than I think, would be fair to expect. I thought he did a really good job, and especially in the run game, did a really nice job, and he will probably be in the rotation on the O-line next season. Nolan Smith, Trevon Walker, Adam Anderson all look really good. They all have that speed rush ability. I think Georgia will be able to keep all three of them fresh by rotating them in and out. And it really wouldn't shock me if those three combine for, 20 to 25 sacks next year. I think that's very, very realistic with their capabilities. With Broderick Jones, I think he has some really good tools and he had some nice moments, but not quite all the way there yet. It hasn't all clicked for him, and that's okay. It takes time. He didn't get, a normal offseason last year. But if I had to guess, I would say that Mims is probably higher in the pecking order than him right now, despite being a year behind him. So keep an eye on that. And then, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. I don't think there's a better interior line in the country. I really don't.
Oh yeah, our up front we're blessed. We're going to see a lot of quarterback pressures. We see a lot of that. We're so lucky. Jordan Davis is the anchor of it, but you've been singing Wyatt's praises all offseason, and he's the unsung hero of that D line.
You know who else surprised me and really popped out when watching this and doing this line, really focusing on the line and looking at this film. Chaz Chambliss is really, really good. And, he's a true freshman, early enrollee, but his pass rush abilities are already pretty impressive. And I think we'll see him play a lot of snaps for Georgia in his career. And he could be kind of that second line of guys next year. And then, Daniels, I think this gave me an even greater appreciation that he's just really damn good. Like, there's a lot of throws in that game that he had to rush. He had to deliver a lot of balls flat-footed, off platform. He had to rush reads, and he still had a 300 and something yard passing day where he completed like 70% of his balls. If Georgia can give him really good O-line protection, like he could have one of those super special, magical kind of seasons. Like, he's got that type of ability. The other thing that, I think the interesting battle to come is at center, because I thought Van Pran looks really good. We also know Warren Erickson is really good as well and can play multiple positions. So I just think it's going to be really interesting to see if Van Pran can kind of like take that position away from Erickson in fall camp. And then is it possible Erickson moves into one of the guard spots? Like, I think there's a lot of stuff that could still shake out with this line. And then lastly, which we already mentioned, but like Fitzpatrick and Darnell Washington are really your 6th and 7th O linemen, and they need to be used as such, especially to help out those tackles early on in the year, because when they're on the end of the line, nothing comes through.
That first TD run in G-Day where he blocked for Milton, where he took on 2 guys, just shows you how complete a player we expect him to be, where he picks gets a big reception to get us into scoring position, and then takes on 2 guys and frees it up for Milton to get the TD. So that's what you want to see out of a tight end that has his skills and physical ability. And I know a lot of people say he's not fluid when he runs a route, but if that's not fluid, I'll take D Washington all day long.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Anything? We got some housekeeping to do, right? What is it? Me or you? What you want to go first? What do you got for us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I thought you had something at the end, but here we go.
Oh no. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, kind of, the last thing that I would add to all this is like even though it was a G-Day game, there was like a few plays in here where Monken, like, they were passing plays, but he had, like, the first play of the game was a screen to Kyrus Jackson, and he had like 2 guards off the right side pull, like it was going to be a handoff around the left edge, which it might have been something he did last year and I didn't notice it, but I just thought it was really interesting and it's an interesting way to influence the defense. And so just kind of something to like keep an eye out moving forward is really like, I know I've said this 3 times already, but I don't feel like it can be overstated how much these guys want to get the linemen downfield and, really moving and getting out towards the hashes. So something to keep in mind with recruiting and sort of as fall camp comes around is the guys that'll win these spots will have that ability.
Dude, I just want to thank you kind of as a fan. I mean, you've given us every single guy that played and given us some tape to look at and some skills. That was fantastic. I mean, like, if you're watching this stuff and you're following Graham on Twitter, you're going to know a lot more going into the football season than if you don't. And I suppose if you're watching us at this point that you are following Graham and watching it.
Yeah, I would hope so.
It was pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was great. I mean, seriously, that was unbelievable. I mean, I could barely keep up. There's 30 plays in this queue that we had. But no, listen, we thank you guys for watching and listening. We've got this on podcast. We've got this on Twitter. We got this on YouTube. And we asked for you guys to submit some 5 stars and we'd give away a couple hats, which we have done. We've got, let me hang on here and we get my together. And our first 5-star review was from Blue Brody 7. Graham and Josh know their stuff, have a great report explaining the ins and outs of Georgia's roster schemes and building each week. The YouTube is where you might be watching this, but my man, we got you a hat. All right. Bro. So this is yours or this is yours. All right. Find us out on, we know who you are. All right. We appreciate you. We really do. And we got one more. And this one is from, we don't know JP Dawg as well, right? But JP Dawg 04 posted, these guys know their stuff from their film review, player, evals, analysis, analytics. I'll take credit for the analytics, maybe just a little bit. Everything else is Graham. Top to bottom, these guys are elite. We are elite. JP Dawg, look us up on Twitter, DM us. You get one of these hats. We appreciate it. FTMF.
Hell yeah.
With that, anything else you got tonight, Graham?
Brandon Turnage transferred from Alabama to Georgia, defensive back. I don't know much about him. I kind of doubt he's going to play right away, but maybe he will. But if Kirby wanted him, I want him. So good news there.
Yeah. The last time we had a defensive back transfer in from Alabama, it was a good year. It was a good year.
Smith. Yeah,
that's right. All right. Thank you guys. Please continue those 5-star reviews on the podcast. Retweet us. Subscribe on the YouTube. Follow Graham on the Twitter at Dawg Out West. You can follow me on the Twitter at Dawg_stats. And read Graham's stuff and all the other guys on dogsports.com. We are having some fun in the preseason and looking forward to the summer camps. And I mean, we're looking for some football. So we're going to continue with this, and we're going to have some guests, and we're going to do some other interviews and stuff. But we really appreciate what you guys are tweeting and following us, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Thanks for putting all this together from the technical side, and thank you guys, all of you who watch and sit through all of our
44 minutes of offensive
craziness,
defensive line tape. Come on,
dude. Who doesn't want that? It's May. There's no off season.
Yeah,
we don't have an off season here.
I love it. I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. It's the only football we're gonna watch Georgia play for the next 4 months. So we're gonna squeeze every absolute ounce of enjoyment and knowledge we can out of it, and then we're gonna, I don't know, we'll talk shit about Dan Mullen for the 3 months after that.
Yeah, we're gonna squeeze in a Tom Crean show. I swear to God.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Thanks, Graham. Go Dogs.
Thanks, Josh. Go Dogs.